Chicago Sky moved both of their home games against Indiana Fever this year to the United Center. Now, the United Center is the largest stadium in the NBA with almost 21,000 seats, which is more than double where the Sky normally play at Wintrust Arena.
Angel Reese's fans were buzzing with excitement until reality set in. Caitlin Clark's first NBA game against Angel Reese's Chicago Sky sold out in just 1 minute, quicker than a fast break. Was all the trash talk just for attention? Did Reese's fans miss their chance? Or is this shaping up to be the ultimate revenge matchup? Get ready, because this rivalry is heating up, poised to deliver more drama than a courtside showdown with a mic'd-up referee.
But this game being in the United Center, if you guys did not see, tickets sold out. And tickets sold out in 5 minutes. They sold out in 5 minutes. United Center sold out in a minute. Sorry, not in a minute, 5 minutes. A minute. It was a fight even trying to get tickets. Seats kept disappearing. They started at $200. Back in 2007, you get season tickets for that price. You can go get season tickets probably a year ago for that price in some teams.
So, the Chicago Sky, a professional basketball team, is apparently clearing out their entire home court to welcome a wave of Indiana Fever fans. It's difficult to call it a home court advantage when you're practically giving it up to the rival supporters. But don't worry, this is all attributed to Angel Reese, or at least that's what her diehard fans claim. You'd think she personally negotiated the lease for the new arena, crafted the seats, and set up the hoops herself, considering how much credit they're assigning to her for the entire situation. What a sight to behold.
Just 60 seconds, 1 minute, the time it takes to tie a shoelace, pour a cup of coffee, or check a text. That's all the time the Chicago Sky needed to sell out 20,000 tickets for their highly anticipated matchup against the Indiana Fever. And let's not kid ourselves, the reason is as clear as day. Caitlin Clark, from Iowa to Indiana and now to the biggest basketball cities across the country, the Caitlin Clark effect is more than just a catchy phrase, it's a move.
The Sky, anticipating the inevitable surge of Fever fans, quickly decided to make a move. Within just 60 seconds, all tickets sold out. Scalpers must be thriving. Meanwhile, Chicago fans will be scattered among the waves of Fever jerseys, trying to find their footing. They'll be lost in a sea of color, desperately trying to recall what their own team's logo looks like amid the overwhelming presence of rival supporters. What a scene.
Basically, the Sky Fever tickets went on sale at 11 a.m. today for the United Center. This is the game that was changed into the 23,000 people arena, which I think is only 21,500 for games and 23,000 for concerts, but it sold out like that. However,
let's be honest, there's only one reason for this frenzy, and it has nothing to do with Angel Reese. The real game changer in women's basketball right now is Caitlin Clark, the rookie with a golden touch. However, the narrative always swings back to the Angel Reese effect, suggesting she's the reason for the packed stadium. In reality, fans are refreshing the ticket site like it's a sneaker drop, eager for a chance to see Caitlin in action. The spotlight may be misdirected, but Clark is the one drawing the crowd.
5 games against Chicago, that's a huge thing. This league has decided, hey, we know what we have here in this matchup. We know people will watch. And quite frankly, I'm ready to see the Indiana Fever walk the dog some more with the Chicago's.
But don't just take my word for it. Wait until opening day when the real spectacle kicks off. The Chicago Sky players are in for a shock as they'll experience what it's like to play an away game in their own city. The stadium will be packed with Fever fans who didn't come to support the home team. They're there for one reason only. Meanwhile, Angel Reese fans will be scrambling to justify her presence amid the sea of Fever supporters. They might claim she's somehow inspiring the Fever fans, or argue that she secretly owns the stadium. Who knows? The mental gymnastics will be nothing short of Olympic level as they try to spin this narrative in her favor.
Now, people do not realize, there are some Chicago Sky fans. There really are. But as you guys can tell, not every Chicago Sky game will sell out this year, even in their 10,000 seater stadium. Most won't sell out. And the Fever are going to sell out every single game immediately in Cambridge, which is even bigger.
Let's not lose sight of the actual Sky players in all this. Imagine grinding through preseason, preparing for a strong home opener, only to realize you'll be competing for minimal support in your own arena. The PA announcer might as well introduce them as the visitors before tip-off. It's going to be a long night for them, and an even longer season if this is any indication of what's to come. So, let's continue pretending this is about Angel Reese and ignore the real reason fans are emptying their wallets at record speeds. When the stadium is 80% Fever fans on opening night, the justifications will be just as entertaining as the game. The Caitlin Clark effect isn't merely a buzzword, it's a full-blown economic stimulus package. Tickets are vanishing in minutes, arenas are suddenly finding extra seats, and team owners who once dismissed the hype are now rolling out the red carpet. But this isn't just about the Chicago Sky cashing in. Even the Atlanta Dream, yes, the same team whose owner had less than favorable comments about Fever fans, has come to understand the power of supply and demand. It's a whole new era in women's basketball, driven by Caitlin Clark's undeniable impact on the game.
What a tangled web we weave when we choose to deceive. And what I am talking about is the Atlanta Dream. Now, if that WNBA team seems to ring a bell, big ding ding bell right in your ear hole, it's because of the drama that happened last season. Came out and said, nah, Caitlin Clark effect, Caitlin Clark fans, nah. Remember, everybody remember that shade she decided to throw at the fans, that disrespect? Anybody forget that? Well, my goodness. There we are right there. Atlanta Dream under fire after co-owners Caitlin Clark fan comments and Sky disrespect. And it was about, here we go. That ain't a representation of us, said about Clark fans. Y'all not like us, they not like us.
Initially, the Dream were happy playing in their quaint little arena, relishing a sense of exclusivity, like a members-only club for those who believe Caitlin Clark's success is merely a media fabrication. However, when the Fever arrived in town and ticket demand mirrored a Beyoncé World Tour pre-sale, they faced a hard reality check. That's when the Dream had a sudden realization. Wait a minute, there's more money to be made. In an instant, a team that once looked down on the Fever and their fan base upgraded to a larger stadium faster than a bandwagon fan swaps jerseys. Meanwhile, the Chicago Sky, who may as well rename themselves the Caitlin Clark Stock Exchange, are capitalizing on the phenomenon. They're selling out faster than a celebrity's apology following a poorly chosen tweet. And let's not kid ourselves, they need this surge. When your entire brand hinges on the slogan, "We're not Indiana, but please come watch us play Indiana," you take every opportunity that comes your way. The landscape of women's basketball is shifting, and teams are beginning to understand the economic potential of star power, led by none other than Caitlin Clark.
There's no doubt that this game is going to sell out. It is like the hot ticket of the season. And incidentally, it is going to break the record for the biggest crowd of a WNBA.
And then there's the ongoing subplot involving a certain individual who just can't stand that the spotlight isn't solely on her. Every single time Caitlin Clark steals the headlines, someone suddenly has a lot to say about feeling overlooked, disrespected, or undervalued. Even though she's receiving more media attention than any other second-round draft pick in recent memory. It's truly intriguing. One would expect a player so eager to prove her worth to focus on winning games instead of keeping a running tally of perceived slights. The real comedy lies in the fact that while teams across the league are moving mountains, or at least rearranging seats, to accommodate the Caitlin Clark craze, some are still pretending it doesn't exist. The mental gymnastics required to dismiss this significant economic shift in women's basketball could qualify as an Olympic event. But hey, let's not spoil the narrative with inconvenient facts, right? At this point, denying the Caitlin Clark effect is akin to arguing that the sky isn't blue while standing outdoors on a clear day. It's happening, whether people want to acknowledge it or not. The soaring ticket sales, booming TV ratings, and a surge in jersey purchases are all indisputable. Meanwhile, while some players are busy throwing shade at Clark's success and making snarky comments, their own teams are quietly thanking her for the increased revenue she brings to the league.
Before Caitlin Clark went to the WNBA, the average attendance was 6,109. And then during her rookie year, the average attendance was 15,746, which is a 157.7% increase. We have talked about the Caitlin Clark effect many times on this channel, but I thought that this graphic alone, when you talk about the impact that she has had on the league and specifically the Indiana.
The idea that the WNBA doesn't want Indiana Fever fans? That's adorable. Until it's time to relocate games to bigger arenas because, surprise, more people are interested in watching Caitlin Clark than whatever else was on the schedule that night. The hypocrisy is astonishing. 1 minute it's, oh no, Caitlin Clark's fans are ruining the WNBA experience, and the next, we hear, wait, why is she the only one filling seats? Somebody, please, make it make sense. Meanwhile, over in Chicago, Angel Reese seems to be playing in what can only be described as a witness protection program. Unrivaled? Unrivaled in what? Empty seats and ticket giveaways? The ability to exist without anyone noticing? It's almost as if fans aren't interested in triple singles or off-court theatrics when they could be watching impressive basketball. The spotlight is shifting, and it's clear where the real excitement lies.
I can't believe that's real, folks. I can't believe this shit's real. From a professional player.
But sure, let's continue pretending this is just a media conspiracy and not the reality that Caitlin Clark is doing things we've never seen before, while Angel Reese is merely going through the motions. If the league truly didn't want Fever fans, they wouldn't be bending over backward to capitalize on Clark mania, rescheduling games, moving them to NBA arenas, and watching ticket prices soar, all because one player has made the sport relevant again. Meanwhile, Reese's supporters seem to be working harder on her PR than she does on defense, trying to persuade the world that people should care about her. Let's look at the numbers. Oh wait, never mind. That would be unfair. When Caitlin plays, the arena is packed. When Angel takes the court, it's more like an opportunity for a tranquil meditation session in an empty stadium. But hey, it's not her fault, right? It's those supposedly biased WNBA fans, the same ones who only love Caitlin Clark due to some grand conspiracy, and not because she actually plays exceptionally well. Yeah, that logic makes complete sense.
I shouldn't be surprised, and yet I'm still surprised because Indiana Fever preseason, not even like preseason, exhibition game with the Indiana Fever are going to play the Brazilian national team at Cover Hawkeye Arena, Caitlin's college facility, sold out. They went on sale this morning at 9 a.m. for Fever season ticket holders, Iowa donors, and Iowa season ticket holders for women's basketball. And then general admission was supposed to go on sale tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm hearing rumblings of like maybe scalpers got in, like the secondary market is already crazy.
At this rate, Angel Reese's games might start offering door prizes just to attract a crowd. Maybe a free sandwich, a gas card, or a desperate "please for the love of God show up" discount. Something's got to give, because this routine of blaming everyone else for low attendance isn't exactly selling tickets. But don't worry, I'm sure things will turn around any day now. People will suddenly develop a love for inefficient basketball, unnecessary drama, and post-game soliloquies about the challenges of being a superstar in a league that barely acknowledges your existence. In the meantime, the WNBA continues on its path, pretending it doesn't want Fever fans while ensuring Caitlin Clark's games become the hottest ticket in town. The league may be hypocritical, but at least it understands where the money lies. Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed queen of the court, somehow manages to miss layups like it's a special skill. At this point, it's truly an art form. You'd think with all the talk, bravado, and chest thumping, she'd be out there dominating with ease. But instead, she's out here bricking shots as if she's trying to build affordable housing. And still, there's a growing army of truth deniers claiming she's improved this season. Improved at what, exactly? Social media engagement?
She was on TV. 89,000. It's the worst rated game they've had.
We're watching these so-called unrivaled games, and the only thing truly unrivaled is Angel's remarkable ability to embarrass herself in new and spectacular ways. Between missed layups, turnovers, and defensive lapses that would make even James Harden cringe, her highlights are hard to miss. But don't tell her fans that. They're too busy writing essays about how she's diligently refining her game and enhancing her skills. If by enhancing we mean sending shots spiraling away from the basket, then sure, that's progress. Let's also talk about her body language. The visible frustration, the exaggerated reactions to every missed call, and those icy glares aimed at teammates who dare to exist near her. She carries that look like it's everyone else's fault but hers. It's a classic case. We're witnessing one of the greatest droughts of self-awareness in basketball history. Yet, her supporters are out here acting as if she's on the cusp of an MVP season. Newsflash: dominating college players destined for sales jobs isn't the same as competing with the top talent in the wnba. But go ahead, let's keep pretending that scoring 14 points with questionable efficiency in an exhibition game proves her impending greatness.
Gotta be completely honest here. It is a league first and foremost, and the most important thing is that the league long term is going to be profitable, or at least it looks like it has the potential to be. Otherwise, once that TV deal is done in 3 years, it's over. And right now, this has not been the greatest look in the world for Unrivaled.
And here's the real kicker. Opening day is just around the corner, and the Chicago Sky better brace themselves for the most unusual home crowd situation in the league. You know how most teams benefit from a home court advantage? Well, Chicago might become the first franchise in history to have their home opener hijacked by an opposing fan base. Fever fans are poised to invade Wintrust Arena like it's a summer festival, drowning out the few Sky supporters still clinging to the hope that this team could make the playoffs. Imagine the scene. Aaliyah Boston catches a pass in the paint, and roars of approval erupt. Caitlin Clark drains a deep three-pointer, sending the stadium into a frenzy. But when Angel misses a layup, the response? Crickets. Or perhaps a few sarcastic cheers from the die-hard Chicago fans who haven't yet resigned themselves to reality. The entire atmosphere will feel less like a home opener and more like an aggressive takeover. The Sky are meant to be defending their turf, but they might just need to file a noise complaint instead.
As you can see, Coach Keith Porter is there. He is ready to take Caitlin Clark's game to the next level. They're working on a lot of finishes in this video, a lot of finishes at the rim, and maybe some different finishes that we didn't see from her in the 2024 season.
Let's be honest. Chicago fans don't have much to cheer for right now. This team is struggling to find an identity, let alone a championship trajectory. But at least they have someone stirring up headlines, not for on-court excellence, but for keeping the internet entertained. Get ready, Chicago, because Caitlin Clark is about to take over the city. With her dynamic play and magnetic personality, it's going to be quite the spectacle. Buckle up. This season could be a wild ride. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.